Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you on a very steamy day here in Hollandale Beach. Big weekend around the racing country and big weekend here as well. We've got 9 for you today. We're with you a little bit later today. Take note, the first post apparently is at 1:05 today, so a little bit later today. But tomorrow and Sunday we're back with the traditional 12:50 post, and somebody swept it on Sunday, huh? How about that?
Yeah, that was incredible. That last leg was a
Rainbow Six, I should say.
yeah, the Rainbow Six. What was it? Over 200,000?
263.
Congratulations.
Yes, golf clap to that. So we start anew. We start fresh. That kicks off in race number 4, and as everybody knows, it builds very, very quickly around here and on the 9-race card. We'll take a main track. I think it's still fast. We got a real flash storm earlier. Sloppy. Okay, we're going to start sloppy. Thank you, Eduardo. We're going to start out sloppy, but, well, I was going to say the rain's behind us, but that's probably never.
You never know, yeah.
You just don't know, and steamy one out here. We hope to see everybody this weekend. Of course, Belmont Stakes Day tomorrow as well. We've got 12 races tomorrow. Silks will be open bright and early for that card in New York. Samantha and I will share some opinions a little bit later and on social media and all that kind of good stuff. But let's take a look at the early pick 5 today. Not a lot of scratches, but I did have to rework this a little bit. I lost my best bet of the day. Everything stayed the same price-wise, though. $18 for me. My long shot in the opener, make them tap. 2-year-olds in race number 2. A key scratch there, I think, of the 3. Let them watch. So still looks like a pretty solid group in there. In my top pick is number 5. I scratch into Opponent's Hope. Race number 3, 62 is the order. Sophia Storm looking to double up and win 6 out of 7. I should say. And in race number 4, Loyal Louie on the drop for Kent Sweezy. Take note, too, Loyal Louie, and I'll mention it again later, he is not running for the tag today, not in for the 16. And then in race number 5, this is the rework a little bit. Owaka was my best bet of the day. She is out. Scratch in single Lexinator. We've got a replay of that. Gangs all here kind of race. $18. The opener. We talked the other day. I struggled to find a true kind of bomber long shot on this card. We'll get to make them tap. Well, let's go with make them tap. It is my long shot, 6-1 on the morning line. But we've got the video as well. This horse is extremely wide entering the far turn. Thanks, Bob. And this was on turf. I get that. But, you know, had run well on the Tapeta before. This horse can take a big hit here on the outside and just gets really kind of whacked around. You could probably talk about this. When you get hit like that and lose momentum and kind of taken out of your game a little bit, it's got to be tough on a horse.
Yeah, big time. And this isn't like a very sizable horse as well. So it certainly I wouldn't say it cost the race, but it cost a big chunk of it.
Exactly. It was not going to win by any stretch, but it did cost him something. Yeah. Emergency response, lightly race, going to Jose D'Angelo. That's never a bad thing.
No, not at all. And this is a horse that Brett Calhoun used to train. Tom Durant, just some nice local owners, I guess, to my parts of the Oklahoma, Texas area.
It's cool to see Jose have a horse for him, too.
Yeah, it is. Right? Yep, they've got very good horses, and I like the fact that they just are dropping this horse immediately, putting on the Tapeta. Hopefully he can handle that type of surface. It will still remain to be seen. But 4-year-old gelding, and he didn't pick up his feet in the last 2, but that's just a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, without a doubt. In Jose's care now, and he's looks like he got a couple works in him. I mean, look at that last work was pretty solid.
It was, and the work before that, it was here on the Tapeta. So it's good to see that.
Not bad at all. We know how good Jose is moving him up. Media sensation, listen, most likely winner, but I'm just not picking this horse.
Yeah, I know. I think we keep talking about this. This is the kind of horse that's been winning as of late, 0 for 16. This horse can win today, but I'm like, Brian, I can't pick her.
No.
I can't pick him on top.
And if he runs the race 2 back, if you believe in the figures, and I don't know if you can or not, they can be a little sketchy on the Tapeta. No one in this group has run a race like that. So certainly the horse to beat, but again, at 0 for 16, you know what you're getting. 2-year-olds in race number 2. It kicks off the early pick 4. 4.5, and take note, that's the short stretch finish line race, too. That's very, very important. We scratched the 3, let them watch. We scratched the 8. Samantha has got a ticket. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, I do, and this is great because you can add or subtract here. I'll be out in the paddock, weather pending, to take a look at these horses because it's really good to see them, and I love the fact that the pick 4 starts with this leg. We'll get to this in a second. Race 3, though, just too deep for me, but the 6 is my top pick, Sophia's Storm. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense picking the 2 and the 6, but I had to do it here. Race 4, the 4 is my top pick. That's Loyal Louie, and like Brian mentioned, not in on the Tapeta. And I thought I did change that. Sorry, guys. It's supposed to be just a single of the number 2. Sorry about that. We'll get that change out for you. But $9 is the play for me here, and this is a solid race.
Yeah, go with the 2. Is this your long shot?
Yes.
Dream Diamond, what do you got?
It is, yeah. Now we've got 2 scratches, so it might kind of change things. Now, this is a filly that she just sold for $50,000 at the OBS April sale, so not too long ago. $50,000, not a lot of money, but Always Dreaming has kind of just been in this little bit of a level. This is a nice, handy horse. She worked 10 flat at this sale. She breezed really well, actually, and she's quick, which I like. This is just 4.5 furlongs. Now, I don't know how well she's going to stretch out.
Right.
Because she just, to me, is a horse that just is a very sprinty type of horse. Now, I know the bottom side Giants Causeway, you think she can get distance, but just built-wise, she looks like she'll be sharp for this here. And Let Them Watch, I never really liked in this horse scratch, but she worked way better than Let Them Watch. I will say that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look at her in the paddock.
Yeah, tab the tote board here as well. I've got the 5 Eponus Hope on top, scratch into that one. There's not a lot going on here. They did buy her earlier this year, and I always kind of think they might be a little forward.
Yeah, and Eddie Pleasa, he likes to buy these Adios Charlie offspring, and they're substantial horses, and they go for a lot of money. And this is a breed buy to me, $295,000. This filly just worked 21-1, and that was earlier in the day too. So for a quarter, it's not that fast at the OBS sale. To me, it's just a very solid breed buy. I'm not convinced she's as quick as the 2 though.
Both the dam and the only other foal from the dam both started 2 for 2. So maybe there's some precociousness. A replay of Sugar and Spice, one of the few with experience.
Yep, and this is a filly that's coming out of a race. Florindia came back to win last week. That was a very impressive victory. Blinkers go on this filly. This is just showing her first race here. She was a little, I would say, just a bit erratic. I think the blinkers are going to help for sure with her here. If we want to.
Do we have it?
Do we have the replay? Maybe. No. Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. So Florindia is the 3 horse. That's the winner. Or, pardon me, the second place finisher, one next out. Now, Avellino wins the race, and this horse was bet like a good thing, and obviously was. But Sugar and Spice ran on pretty well. She switched leads where she was supposed to. They already had a shadow roll on her, so I think that maybe she had a bit of greenness to her already, and now the blinkers should just kind of sharpen her up a little bit. She's got the tail swishing down the lane. I'm not too worried about that. For 4.5 furlongs, I think she should be forward enough, but now she gets the outside, which that could be problematic.
Yeah, 1 scratch to her inside, but I don't disagree. I have no idea why, but Finlandia ran off the screen in her next start.
Yeah, big time. Huge.
No idea why. No Cherokee at all for you?
No, I'm just not too convinced about this horse. And she can win.
Yeah.
By far, she can win. But Mist hasn't ran so well, and that's who she was just kind of, I thought that she was the better one than Mist.
Yeah.
So now I'm a bit confused.
I know Stiletto Heels Freak last time, but Cherokee was 1-2, and I expected a big move forward, and it didn't come. So I move her up into second, but I'm kind of sort of with you in there. Just be a little careful.
Right.
With her in race number 3, it is clean. It's a starter optional claimer here, fillies and mares. 4-year-olds up, 6 furlongs on the main track. Both of us going outside with Sophia Storm, who's just been on a tear.
Yeah, that's no joke there. And she's drawn perfect again. Her last start, she was just the 6 out of 6 as well. And she's here today with a perfect draw. She can wait and see. She's got a lot of speed. She can just kind of sit upon. And Lionel Reyes, he's riding incredible right now.
Amazing, for sure. Demo Wonder is, the main danger. Clearly, if she gets loose, she could be even more dangerous. Take a look at a stat for Rohan Crichton is so good in everything he does. But this is a big one. Dirt winner last out. The past 2 years, 30%. It's a pretty sizable sample as well. My only knock from her is that she's going to have to do it the hard way down inside.
She will, and cutting back as well. It's almost like she's just a kind of a true 7 furlong type of horse. Not to say she can't win at 6, because she has, but I just think as she's matured a lot, gotten older, the 7 is kind of more her speed.
So she's 3 for 15 at 6 furlongs. That means she's 7 for 17 everywhere else. Did
that's
that
good
quickly.
math.
That was
Wow.
impressive,
Ooh.
right? 3 down, 6 to go. When we come back, as we mentioned, the rainbow starts anew in race number 4. I will have a ticket shortly.
My racehorse has opened up a door for people that felt like that door would have never been opened for them.
We can all be owners and we can all get that excitement.
You can meet your horse through the different experiences and all of the events that My Racehorse puts together. You get that hands-on connection.
Whether you have $50 or $500, everyone that joins My Racehorse gets that experience of a lifetime.
I love My Racehorse. Let's go.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Hot day here in South Florida. Fun weekend on tap, both here and, of course, around the country. Hope to see you out here. Big day here tomorrow. Couple stakes, 12 races. Of course, Belmont Stakes Day. Silks will open early. And as we mentioned already, somebody out there, and whoever you are, well done, swept the rainbow on Sunday. So we start anew today in race number 4, and I've got a very, very tight ticket as we just get going in this sequence. We already talked about these 2 races, and the Lexinator is now the new single. Samantha was with me on that one. Race 6 is a good one, and Samantha will be out there in the paddock to give a look at some of these lightly raced 3-year-old fillies, well, fillies and mares, 3 and up, excuse me. And I go with number 6, High Stakes, a firster for Jenna Antonucci, who's going to have Arcangelo in the Belmont that we saw here, another championship meet horse here. Dignified is your single in race number 7, and then a 3x3 late double down inside to Novo Soul in the Tapeta race in race 8, and then in race number 9, number 3, Ever Dangerous, Jose D'Angelo, off the claim back on Tapeta. Just $14.40. I think it's a type of play, Samantha, where, you know what, maybe you play a ticket like that, you turn it into a couple hundred, and maybe you're off, no pun intended, off to the races.
Yeah, and this is, I like playing it when it's low like this, or not low, but a smaller pool, because I feel like less people are playing it and a better opportunity to sweep, and it grows quickly, like you say.
And if you just, you know, obviously my ticket, as you saw it, is not designed to sweep it. But if you get crafty and you have something on a day like this, it's out there to be had. So we'll see what we'll see. We'll start it off here. We both have the 4. We are on the Tapeta in the starter optional claimer. Loyal Louis, to me, okay, I get that he's, 3 for 36. He's going to be tough in here. He
will, because he does have a lot of nice Tapeta form. Back Tapeta form here. 2 wins on the Tapeta. If I'm not mistaken, he's the only one in the field that has 2 wins on the Tapeta. Yeah, that's correct. So this is just a horse to me that he's just so solid on this surface, and I think that the fact that they're not putting him in for a claiming tag as well, that's good. And Lionel Reyes stays here. You have to pay attention to where he's landing right now because it's important. Yeah, take note of that. That was kind of a late announcement today. Loyal Louis not going to run for the 16, so Kent Sweezy likes what he's got. We'll take a look at a stat on Kent, too, to see what we got working here. Kent does a good job. Still 16% turf to Tapeta the last 5 years. That's a big sample size, too, you know, because we've really only been going for a couple years here, but that's pretty solid for Kent. It is, and 41% in the money. I like to pay attention to those statistics, too, because if you're playing tries or supers, this is a good one to for sure include, if not key. Yeah, Loyal Louis' last 2 Tapeta races sandwiched around a couple turf efforts. They pretty much lay over this field. You've got the 6, Barone Sesco, a little higher than me. Second off the claim for Danny Hertog. Yeah, and I think that this horse, well, first off, Danny Hertog, he makes some good claims. He does. And this is a horse, just second start in the barn here. I think it's a little bit, relatively speaking, of a softer spot than he faced last out. That was a good group last time. It was. Major Wager for Anamia just was runaway, and Little Juanito, that was a tough one for Jose D'Angelo. So I love the fact that this horse can close, though. Yep. And Little Juanito tomorrow, I think. Is it?
Sunday?
It may be Sunday,
So
yeah.
just, take note of that. Put that in the kind of
Yeah.
handicapping tool bag because we'll see him this weekend. If Barone Sesko runs, it kind of flatters him
Yeah.
a little bit. I've got the 8 a little higher. Bella Future on the outside. Laura Cesar's big drop here. It's starter allowance.
Yeah, and she's going to need it. Her last win was over a year ago.
Yeah.
His last win was over a year ago.
Yeah,
so.
there's a reason why he's underneath and not on top.
Yeah.
For me, late pick 5-time in race number 5. And this, I guess, would be the one that got dinged the most with the scratches.
Yeah.
Not many of them on the card, but Owaka comes out of this, and Heir to the Roar comes out as well. So the two, arguably, the two horses to beat Owaka was going to be a huge favorite.
Yeah.
We'll see her tomorrow, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So late pick 5-time, we'll take a look at Samantha's ticket.
Yep, and Oaxaca was my single,
Yeah.
and I wanted to keep this ticket the way I have it towards the end because the late double could be problematic. So singling with Lexinator here, and we're going to show a replay. Now, race 6, like Brian mentioned earlier, lightly raced 3-year-olds and upward. So the 5 is my top pick, second ID. This horse has been working really, really well for Safi Joseph. Race 7, the 2 Dignified. That's Brian and I. We both have the same single here. He keeps copying my selections, but I like the drop in class. And in race 8, this late double, the dart landed on the 1 Nova Soul, but I think that there are a lot of horses that could possibly blow this up, and the 6 Ironworks is one of those for me for the Pletcher Barn. And in race 9, a couple of scratches, but the 3 Ever Dangerous is my top pick. But again, I think this is a race that could be quite interesting. Chapelou is interesting to me. $30. I think it's a solid ticket.
Yeah, there are. And the Pletcher horse is very interesting because he's not tried Tapeta before.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get, but certainly comes out of a very, very good effort. Let's just show the replay because the gang's all here. I know we lose Heir to the Roar out of the race last time, but we got Demurely, Lexinator, and Danny Hill. Bob on the job here.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Bob was working hard yesterday. So here they all are. I don't think there's necessarily a lot going on here. And the winner, of course, Heir to the Roar, comes out today. But this is a pretty good effort by, everybody, all things considered.
It was. And Lexinator was on the rail the whole time.
Yeah.
And as you see, still just kind of not finding a seam. And I like the way whenever the rider just kind of angled her out a bit, it helped quite a bit. Now the problem is, though, she's on the rail.
Yeah.
And that could be a problem.
No, I agree. And there are days, I think on a whole, on the Tapeta, we don't want to be inside.
No.
There are days where it's definitely, I've got an R negative in my form. There are other days where it's okay, but you don't want to be down there.
No, it's not completely ideal, but she might just be, she's pretty gritty, so
Yeah.
she could work a trip.
And the good news is Edwin Gonzalez is aboard, and
Yeah.
he has been in such good form. We're really going on 6-8 weeks now, and she's not a horse that's I don't think is going to be on the lead.
No.
So she's going to want to come from a little bit off of it,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of speed for Edwin to get positioned to the outside, and I think that's going to be imperative. Demurely in the mix for you. Forever Ours has had a little bit of trouble in her last 2 races.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I don't think it's a bad thing when we joke the gang's all here to not be part of the gang.
Yeah.
Because they just kind of sort of hit the line together last time.
Exactly, and there was I've watched that race many times, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you have, and I can't really pick apart anybody that had a
No.
worse trip of the other, and it's just they are what they are, and
Right.
Forever Ours, a new face, and Victor Barboza trained, so
Yeah, and he's been doing
Yeah.
very good. I know you didn't have Heir to the Roar on top because she won last time.
I did not. Nope,
They can't come back.
they cannot.
They cannot come back and win on Tapeta. Late pick 4 kicks off with a good one. I'm excited to talk about it, too. That's a maiden special weight 3-year-olds and up. We'll take a look at my ticket. It's, again, a little bit of a rework. The last race was the rework, so it follows the rainbow, but we did have a key scratch of Kineos in the last, and what I did was I elevated the 8 Chapelou up. Didn't necessarily know what to make of him, but didn't want to get beaten by him either way. That's the race, that funky race last time. $18 for me. 4 deep here. We've got 2 experienced runners in the 2 Maptitude,
Yep.
in the 3 Delta Tau Chai, and 2 firsters, second ID, and high stakes. And we both went with the firsters, I think, for probably a couple different reasons. You said second ID's been working well.
Yeah, very, very well for trainer Safi Joseph at Palmettos. looks extremely fit. The works sure say it as well, but just physically watching the works, the horse looks incredible. Lasix on for the first time, of course, because they are 3-year-olds. This is just a barn that I trust with this type of move here.
0 for 1 Dam was a half to Pauline's Pearl.
Yeah.
Grade 1, 1.8 in the bank. Probably wants to run longer, but 6.5. I think it's a tricky race. It's a tricky distance to debut at.
Yeah.
But it also, if you're going to be a route horse, it could be a little bit more problematic for the other horses.
Yeah, it could, certainly.
High stakes. I don't necessarily have anything on this horse. The Dam did win her debut. Jenny Antonucci's been doing so good. Last work looked pretty good.
Yeah, and the only work on XBTV is the May 10th work, which is, I'm presuming, when they did get the horse, not too long after. The horse is not the most athletic and looked a bit soft now. That was on May 10th, so it's been a month now, and that last work is pretty sharp. What I like is he is coming into this gelded because he's a fleshy horse. I want to see him more fit. I can presume he will be because, like I said, that work was May 10th that I saw. He wouldn't surprise me here, but he's one that I want to get a good look at.
Jenna works him fast, too. I remember that Empire Maker filly came with big works as well. And Archangelo tomorrow in the Belmont that we'll be rooting for. We saw him down here and goes up there and wins the Peter Pan. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about let's show the replay of the 3. I'm kind of surprised you have this horse in second. Remember we talked about this horse. I paid almost $500,000. The horse was completely dead on the board. There's absolutely nothing going on here that I'm showing, literally, because I didn't think this horse did any running at all. She passed one frying horse that got fried by the winner.
Yeah, I just think, and that's an extremely fair point. Mr. Peaks won the race and was pretty game doing so. I think I like the way this horse gridded it out some, and now he's getting a little bit longer. I think the 7 furlongs and 1 turn 1 mile is probably the way that this horse needs to go. But this is it's a solid race to start, you know, I don't know, kind of just getting him.
Start off?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he needs as much ground as he can here. I wouldn't be, well, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the G a little bit later on with him. But no, he didn't get bet a lot. And yeah, I understand they paid a lot of money for him. But that was at the Fasig-Tipton sale here. And those horses go for a lot of money for kind of a bit of some head-scratching reasons.
Debuts on May 13th of his 4-year-old season.
So obviously some issues at hand there, but now no layoff, no drop.
No, he's back.
Work since, so we'll see. I don't think it would surprise you if he won though.
No, it wouldn't blow me away. The Dam was on race, half to Harmonious, grade 1 on the turf, long. This is a half to Speedy Hans. We know him down here.
We do.
You know, he is what he is. Maptitude's okay, right? I mean, he did run well getting to the dirt last time.
He did, and those were races coming off 7 days apart from each other, his first and second races. And the Terry Pompey horses, they can be, the colts can be a bit fleshy, and this is a horse that's one of them. So I get maybe just kind of running him back-to-back, kind of getting a little more fitness in him. He's got more space this time, though, and I like that work on June 1st. Another one that wouldn't surprise me, but I'm still going to wait and see. Yeah,
I think there's a reason why both Samantha and I took first-time starters in here. Terry Pompey going so good. Good to see. Late pick 3 in the 7th. It's a $8,000 claimer. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. 7 furlongs on the main track. To me, not best bet. I could have easily made it. Dignified at a very short number.
Yeah, but it is. It's my best bet. It's all right.
Okay. Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
for you.
I'll take it, though. I think this horse deserves it, and a good single here, a huge drop in class for this filly, and she's been really, really consistent on the dirt, and I love the 7 furlongs for. I really do.
Yeah, Dignified should be 6 or 7 to 5 in this spot. I don't see it. Rain is in here off the claim for Antonio. For Amador Sanchez, and I don't know. I just kind of feel like she's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you put her so high up because I remember after that last race we were like, we're not sure about her anymore.
I'll say this. She didn't run on a muddy track last
true.
time, and make sure you pay attention out there because we'll see what we get today. In race number 8, late double time here. We're on the Tapeta. This is a good race. It is a tricky race. Let's show the replay of Journeyman and One Night Standard. It's a weird race. 4 horses in this race last time, and this is just the middle of the race, okay? Journeyman is forced to make an aggressive middle move. One Night Standards ends up winning, and winning pretty comfortably, so well, kudos to him. You're going to see Journeyman because he's out the back here, and you can't be there in a 4-horse field when they're walking. He makes an aggressive middle move, and to his credit, One Night Standard swats him away and wins easily. I thought today, Samantha, the circumstances, the flow of the race could be different, and that's why I put Journeyman in front of One Night Standards. But again, One Night Standards is now going to kick here, and he's going to win easily. It was a good effort. I don't want to take it away from him.
No, you can't.
But we got a full field here today. I think the dynamics within the race, they're going to be a little bit different today.
Yeah, they are. Oh, and there's Speedy Hans. We were just
look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh. It's nice to see these horses hang around. But, yeah, this is a race to me, Brian, that, again, these types of horses, they all have their turn, kind of, right? And the one Nova Soul, this is a horse that has so much back class. Like a lot, like stake winner here last year on the Tapeta, and graded staked place at Woodbine on the Tapeta.
Yeah.
Cross out the Pan American. If you put your finger over that race, that's solid form.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be favored in
Yeah.
here, right? You've seen graded stakes races, and One Night Standards beat 3 horses last time. It's Safi, it's Edgar, but drawn well.
Yep.
I mean, he's got a huge figure back at Woodbine. He's run well. He's 2 for 2 here on our Tapeta, so he'll be a comfortable favorite in here.
Yeah.
I would think. Doesn't have to win.
No.
But I think he's in a good spot. So talk about Ironworks. It's Pletcher, Lionel, my racehorse. So you probably get a little bit of an underlaid price here because they'll bet.
Yeah, Tapeta's the big question
Right.
here. He's been running against some pretty tough horses, though. But this is a sire, Distorted Humor, 16% on Tapeta routes. That's pretty good.
He is one of the most prolific longevity sires around. I mean, my goodness. I think he was running for Elliott Walden in the mid-90s, I believe. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it is cool, and cool that his offspring have kind of been so versatile. But this is a horse that I think if you just go off of his breeding a bit, this horse should like the Tapeta.
Yeah, and you get Lionel come.
Yep.
Octane was so good last time. It was
yeah.
a very, very fast race for the level, too. He's a definite wild card in here. Lightly raced with a lot of upside, which is certainly more than the other ones can say. We'll get to the finale here. Back on the Tapeta, routing $20,000 claimers. 3s or 4 and up, which I've never won 3. We a couple scratches in here.
Yep.
The 1, the 2, and the 6. Okay, I didn't lose my top pick. It always was Ever Dangerous, who is going to be ever tough for Jose off the claim.
You know, I lost my top pick, and I thought, hey, Padre, I was being pretty slick with. I really thought I was, but now I'm now into the 3 Ever Dangerous, and this horse looks like the one to beat.
Yeah.
Good to see Hector Diaz Jr. here. This is a very successful rider. He had a good Tampa meet.
Yeah.
He rides at Monmouth as well. Just a very solid and patient rider, and he's on a couple today and tomorrow. So note that he really is a very, very underrated rider. Very, very good and strong. So you like to see the fact that Jose D'Angelo, hey, you're in town. All right. Ride my horses.
Yeah, for sure. And Jose does such a good job.
Yeah.
And immediately off the claim, bing, back on Tapeta. It's go time today. Mr. McHugh is the 7. In hindsight, he needed the race last time. Tone feeling is as good a 12.5 as you're going to get. And he took the waiver last time.
Yeah.
And now he's up to 20. I think he's interesting.
He is, but, oh, gosh, I can't make a case for him on the Tapeta,
No, he's
especially
outdone.
as of late. I know if you look at his page, he's got 2 seconds in a win, but he's ran so well, Brian, on the dirt that I get it. Back in October, yes, he did have a win on the Tapeta, but I don't know. The way he ran on the dirt last time, I almost wonder if it kind of progresses him.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, too, is, yes, he's got to win, like Samantha said. That win's not scary and ever dangerous.
No,
in the
not
least.
even close. No, that was for 12.5.
Yeah, very, very slow. So he's going to have to improve, but I expect him to. Second off for Ronaldo Richards. Lightning round time here, and as we've kind of alluded to, it's a big weekend, but we start it, as we always do, now on Fridays with the standings, and Lionel Reyes just keeps on keeping on, setting quite a prolific pace here.
Yeah, look at that. Oof. He's just gone goodbye, and it's showing, too, in his riding.
You know, the podium there, second through third, fourth, and fifth is going to be up for grabs. Edgard Zayas will be coming up there sooner rather than later. Good to get him back as well. The trainer standings, though, are a little bit tighter. That's for sure.
Yeah.
With Safi and Jose, I think it was one last week, and it's one again this week.
There you go, and they'll be battling down to the wire, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Both very strong barns with good horses this summer, and excited to see them going at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. So did you lose your long shot?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah, my best bet is in the 7th race, the 2 Dignified.
Okay. Dignified. My long shot is in the opener here, coming up shortly, the 4 Make 'em Tap. Who's your long shot?
2nd race, 2 horse.
Oh, that's right,
Dream Diamond. Yeah,
Yeah.
first time starter, yeah.
My best bet is Ao Owaka. We'll see her tomorrow. 2 stakes tomorrow as well. Really looking forward to that. 2 Tapeta stakes that should be pretty good.
I think so as well. We've got just restricted 3-year-old fillies and 3-year-old males tomorrow, and it's a solid race and kind of could be some bombs away.
Yeah, the Martha Washington came up really good with Safi and Tom Proctor going at it again. They're not surprising. Very, very wide open. A lot of turf horses trying to Tapeta.
Yes.
Sunday, too. Double stakes. We'll talk about it, too. A Best Dream is supposed to run in the Ginger Punch. That'll be interesting to see. Of course, the last jewel there, Belmont Stakes Day, tomorrow in New York. And I guess it starts and ends. Well, it doesn't end, but it starts with Forte, the Curlin Florida Derby winner.
Yeah, it does. He'll, well, I'm not really sure what we're going to get with him. We're going to do our video analysis and post that as well. But a strong field, and I like the Belmont Stakes Day, the Test of Champions.
Yeah, and look at the Tapit Trice, Arcangelo, certainly Il Miracolo, and Forte. We all saw front and center during the championship meet.
Oh, Il Miracolo. Did you say him already?
I did.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you forgot him.
He'll be the pace setter in the Belmont.
Oh,
Nothing easy for National Treasure this time around, the Preakness winner.
Oh, yep. And Marco Meneses goes to ride.
Yeah.
I love the quote of the owner. He said, "I love to bet, so I want to be here."
Well, that's cool.
It was good, yeah.
You'll know where he is early, that's for sure. Action?
Yes. Action. It is Laurel Park.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
Kicks off today. Laurel back as, Pimlico closed, and they're back at Laurel for their summer meet. There you see it there. Opening day today. 12, they just ran the opener a little bit. So, yeah. And then last but certainly not least, we do this, for every Triple Crown race, the free wagering guide. You can get out there online, on the internet. Jeremy Plonk does such a good job, and the team he's got there putting that together. Yeah. So that is out there. Our picks are in there. All the first picks are in there. A whole slew of everybody. Kind of seeing who you got in the Belmont. Should we tease it, or we're going to film a video and a little bit of analysis here?
We are. Are you going to say yours?
That's it. I do not have a strong opinion. It's not Forte. How's that?
There you go. Mine isn't Forte either.
Okay.
So you have to check social media to find out.
There we go. Up to Pete. He'll guide you through the scratches and the changes. We'll be back for the opener. 22 minutes. Happy to have you aboard.